The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are from parts of the world. It's Lee Pennington here. I'm going to have to start with an apology. My computer has just decided to go for a restart, and that is why we haven't started bang on time, because we always do. So I do apologise for that, and I'm going to have to get everything else set back up, but we will continue like nothing's gone wrong. Do you ever have one of those days where you feel like everything's going against you? Today has been one of those days. Yeah, I do love technology, Paul. Well, the main thing is that you can obviously hear me and you can see my screen, which is Easy Sketch Pro 3.0, second bonus webinar. Firstly, thank you so much for joining. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate again that it's a little bit early for some people, but just let the coffee kick in and you'll be absolutely fine. Lake District, hey David, I actually used to play football for Kendal a good few years ago, and you're going to hear loads of beepings going on because that's all my screens opening up. So yeah, nice to have you here, David. Yeah, so I do know the Lake District very well. Right, okay, so yeah, like I said, we start always on time. Hatherwick, right, beautiful part of the country. Very, very nice. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, get straight into it. When we go into Google and when we go into Facebook, I'm going to have to start up my Facebook pages again, and we're going to take a little bit of time, but I will try to claw the time back so you aren't going to miss anything else that you may have arranged. So first things first, if you got my emails, if you came on the first webinar, this is a pitch-free zone. All we're going to share with you is content, is value, things that you can implement. Now, that's not saying that I ever do webinars and don't recommend products, because I do. I'd be lying if I said I didn't, but I'm always totally upfront with you. If we're going to demonstrate a product to you, if we're going to recommend a product, we'll show you how to use it, what you can do with it, and then we'll leave it in your hands whether you think it's good investment. But this one, like I said, is completely pitch free. All you have to do is sit back, relax, take notes, ask questions when you see fit. We've got hundreds of people on the call, so I am going to have to ignore chat for a little bit. I just don't have the ability to be able to answer all the questions as well as do all the demonstrations. And unfortunately, I've only managed to get one of my team in because the vast majority of the support staff are in the Philippines and they're getting bombarded with absolutely terrible weather. So it is affecting kind of the ability to be able to manage support. But like I said, even though everything's going against us, we will make this a killer webinar. The format for this second training session are going to be very much demonstrations, are going to be very much looking over my shoulder. The way that I'm going to try and approach it, I'm going to set up some ads and show you how we attack ads, how we attack the audiences, how we build up social proof and then move on to Facebook ads and how we get those conversions. I did want to go a little step further and a lot more technical with regards retargeting, the power editor, different things that we can do and strategies. If we have time for that, great. If we don't, we may have to do a third training session. But don't you worry, you're going to get all the content that I can possibly deliver to you. Hey, Dominic, how are you doing? Okay, look like there's going to be a replay built. Yeah, Tim, the first webinar replay should have been on the actual sign-up page for this, but I can send you the webinar replay link, so don't you worry about that. Okay, so again, if you came on the first webinar, you know this isn't about me. Short introduction for anybody who's new to listening to me. I'm from the UK, the Northwest, been an affiliate marketer, product creator for the last 2 years. Was pretty much very, very bottom of the pile when I started with regards never making sales and just spending a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. You know the same story, but I've been there, done that, and that's why I feel I'm in a position where I can go through everything that I've learned, all the mistakes that I've made, and prevent you from doing the same. And like I said, that's about as much detail as me that you need. The Lead 7 team, I was hopefully going to kind of introduce you to them. And just so the people who haven't heard me before, the Lead 7 team are my team. The Easy Sketch Pro crew, which is Paul Lynch, Andrew Fox, and Con Moraz, the sketch side, and we are the interactive side. We join the team to bring in the interactive side of Easy Sketch Pro. But this webinar is the bonus webinar for Easy Sketch Pro, if you weren't confused before. So let's begin. Just double check any questions, and then I'm going to have to shut. Hey, Pete from Wales. Okay, Mike, I'm glad to have you here. Doc, I'm glad you're here as well. Erez, you're saying you get no sound. Everyone else can hear me, I think, so it may be something on your side. Just double check with that. Right, so let's start with waking you up. Let's start with a question. In your opinion, who is the greatest online teacher that you know? That can be in Facebook ads, could be in Google, YouTube, SEO, but primarily as an online marketer. Who would you say is the greatest online teacher? And I don't like word the guru or, market leader, but who do you listen to? Who do you learn off? Who do you follow? Just put in chat. I'm quite interested in this. Okay. Mark Joyner, Jason Flelin, Jack Mize, Udemy, Phil Henderson, Dennis Becker, okay, Sean Donahue, some great names coming in here. All right, Linda.com, Dan Kennedy, all right, loads and loads coming in. Vic, okay, Janet says Vic, yeah, I know Vic. Loads of names that I know, some names that I'm not familiar with. One for Ryan Dice, I do apologise, it's my accent if I say the names. Another one for Vic, okay. Doc, I like that comment, and I know Sam well. I've met Sam, and Sam's a great guy. But I do understand that. Okay, he's a very good salesman. Okay, right. So loads and loads. All right. Well, I do apologise for that, and I didn't know that went on. Right. Well, I want you to change your mindset. I want you to open your eyes to, and nobody actually said this, and I'll explain why. But I think the greatest teacher online, the correct answer is you. Okay, people can share with you their methods. People can show you what they are currently doing and what is currently working for them, but nobody can make you do it apart from you. You have to actually use the software, implement the strategies, do the Facebook ads, set up Google Analytics, whatever it has to be. You apologize for that, guys. Whatever it has to be, it comes through you. Now, the point that I'd like to get across is there is nothing better than experience. Nothing will teach you like you actually doing. When we talk about CPC, when we talk about relevancy, when we talk about frequency, when we talk about return on investment, when we talk about ad copy, all these things really come to light when you start to actually implement them and see them in the platform that they were meant to see. So people can talk about all these things, about conversions, about getting sales, and what they have done. The issue is that if you don't implement that, you are never going to learn it, and you are your best teacher. If you don't start the journey, you'll never know where you're going to go. And I do like that saying, imperfect action is better than no action at all. So whatever we share with you on the call, on the webinar, I would ask you to, even if it was $5, to actually go away and spend it on the ad platform. And I'm going to talk about strategies and how to do that, so don't worry about that. But really, there is nothing better than you actually testing it yourself. And the other thing with regards you doing it, everything is transparent. Nothing is disguised. So have you ever bought a course before and they've shown you how to do something, but there's been one vital key component missing and you're not actually sure what it is? Is it that they're showing you that they actually scraped a Facebook group, let's say 2 years ago when people scraped Facebook groups? Is it that they're missing strategy and they're not showing you how to target people, but everything else is coming together? but they're missing 5%. They're showing you 95%, but 5% they aren't revealing, because that may be that they've uploaded their email list, they've done something different which isn't available to you. Yet when you start to do the training, do the Facebook ads, do the SEO, the ranking, and start to learn it for yourself, then you are going to learn it a lot better and also a lot quicker. Now, this is another one. Get a mentor only when you need it. Now, I might as well say here as well, I am not going to, at the end of this, offer you any type of mentorship. Okay, I'm not going to put a link up and say, if you want to be mentored off me, number one, I've got 2 kids, a dog, I'm launching all the time. I don't have the time. But what I want to say is, I believe in the mentor system. I have a mentor myself who I go to and I speak to, but I definitely believe there's something said for learning the basics yourself and covering the basics first. There's so much free content online at this present time that you don't have to invest in the latest, must-have course that's going to teach you the extreme methods of conversions. You need to learn the basics first. You need to learn how to set up the ads, how to learn the copy, what works. And then when you want to, let's say, go to the next level, then look at somebody who you can trust, because you've learned the basics and you can move on to that. So really you have to serve a type of apprenticeship within internet marketing. I hope that makes sense. But my mentor, when I first began with him over 2 years ago, and I'm not dropping any names or anything like that, so don't worry, he'd been there and he'd done it. And all the time I kept saying to him, I had questions all the time. And every time I had a question for him, he would simply reply with, ask Google. And that sounds really stupid. And I was so frustrated. Why couldn't this person who knew it all just give me the information? Now, he could quite easily have done that in one sentence. But what he was getting through to me, and the penny finally did drop, that I could actually find the information for myself if I would actually go and search Google and locate it. And the thing about it, when you try that little bit harder, something takes that little bit more effort, you do absorb that information more. Now, if he would have given me all the answers that were ready available for me online, number one, I wouldn't have known where to find them anyway. And number two, it wouldn't have absorbed. It wouldn't have stuck, because I would have known I can keep going to him time and time again. But now I'm at a level where I've learned the basics and I want the more advanced stuff, then I can go to him and we can talk about strategies. So, sermon over, all right? There are just a few takes what I've taken over the last couple of years. Really, when you start to learn something, the best mentor, the best teacher is you, okay? And also, when you get to the stage where you want to go to the next level, then search out a mentor who is right for you and the direction that you want to go into. Let's learn some ads. Does that make sense? Am I making sense, or am I talking utter dribble? Okay, brilliant, cool. Okay, Pete says yes, Janet says yes, Hussein says yeah. Okay, brilliant. Debbie, I really appreciate that. Right, so let's start some ads, and I do apologize, let me just double check. Yeah, my Facebook hasn't opened up. Now, what we're going to start with is Facebook. In fact, we'll start straight from the beginning, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background, but I'm going to show you why I did it. Who has Facebook pages? Just put into chat if you have a Facebook page. Okay, just interested. Okay, 3, yep, okay. No, okay, so the vast majority do. That's absolutely fantastic, brilliant. Right, we won't cover Facebook pages too much then, but for those that have, what I would say is I learned my trade with Facebook pages. I joined a mastermind group, and the sole aim of that mastermind group was to get cheap clicks to a fan page and get as many likes as you can as quickly as possible. And the benchmark was to get 10,000 likes to a fan page. Now that would take me on average about 2 weeks and probably spending about between $300 to $400. Once you start to get over about 15,000 likes, there used to be anyway, a big swing in that organic traffic and likes coming into the page. What I've learned from the page or should I say what I've earned from the page in monetary terms was 10 times what I paid, and it cost me about $300-400 to get those 10,000 likes. What I learned in knowledge is invaluable, is priceless, because everything that I learned has taken me through my IM career. My first ever course online was showing people how I basically set up fan pages and actually did Facebook ads. What I also did once I created these ads and once I knew how to do the likes to the fan pages and get likes to it, I approached an affiliate marketer, a pretty big affiliate marketer, and said, you know, I'm a guru at Facebook ads. I'm the man. Now he challenged me. He said, okay, if you think you're so good, I'll give you $100. Let's see what you can do. Now that totally put me on the spot. Yes, I'd done likes to my fan page and created ads, but I'd never actually been an affiliate. But what that did, it put me on the spot. It put me on the spot to actually learn the ads and realize that getting likes to a fan page was very similar with regards to ad copy and the image to an affiliate offer. And with that $100, I turned it into $1,200. Now, was that luck? Well, number one, a bit of it was luck, but number two, I'd put myself in that position. I'd approached the affiliate, I was an affiliate of his, and I took the bull by the horn and said, right, I'm going to do Facebook ads. And it wasn't that scary. I then did my first ever Facebook ad course on JVZoo, showing people how I'd actually set that up. The rest is history. I then went on to do other products, again, build my list, become a bigger and better affiliate marketer, and then went into software. So again, it's all about a journey. You never know until you start, like I said, where you're going to get. And this is the big take from everything that we're going to do. If we're going to be affiliates for Easy Sketch Pro, we need to actually start. If we're going to be affiliates for other products, you know, what we learn will be invaluable. Whether you're promoting ClickBank, whether you're doing JVZoo, whether you're doing physical products, digital products, the platform is very similar in the way that you are going to speak. Yes, your audience might be a little bit different, but so be it. Right, so the way that the strategy that I now implement to run any ad campaign is a little bit different to what I did 12 months ago. And what I generally do is I set up a Facebook page and I'll get some social proof to that Facebook page. And what I'm going to do for this, I'm going to go into my ads account, because what I also recommend for people to do is when they set their Facebook page, I recommend them to set up a business account. Now, don't be kind of scared with regards to business account. Facebook wants you to have a business account, and it's easy for you to set up. It takes literally 2 minutes, but all you would go in, I've got 2 business accounts here on the business manager, and I'm going to go over to lead 7, and that's where we're going to start the training with regards to ads. Okay. So just while this is loading, in fact, how are we going to get to my leads? Oh, I set this up before. Pages, let me just open that. Okay, I get a bit of lag, I do apologize. Okay, so let me just go to my page. So this is my business page attached to my actual Facebook ad account. Now, I used to just simply have a Facebook ad account attached to my personal account, and that's absolutely fine. But I've recently moved over to the business account just because I want to keep it separate. You hear all the horror stories about people's accounts being banned, and I do a lot of not just socializing, but network on Facebook. So I do try to keep the two separate. The other thing about having a business account is that I can get my my outsourcers, my VAs, to actually come into my account and set ads up. If I assign that to them, manage my fan pages, etc., etc. But the way I initially set up an ad to start, I simply put in a post. Now, what I'm going to do with this post, what I'm going to do is add, I'm going to create a case study. I'm going to create a case study and setting it up from scratch. If it falls flat on its face, it falls flat on its face. I will still publish the results. But what I'm trying to show you is the way or the strategies that I implement and have worked consistently, and what I want you to try to adopt. One thing I would say is I don't have a 100% success rate. if anyone does, please get them to come over and give me a bit of coaching. I have a good success rate, but there are ones that don't succeed. I don't have every campaign be successful, but I have more successful campaigns than I do kind of failures, or should I say learning campaigns, because I don't call them a failure. Everything that we do, we should be documenting, we should be keeping, and never kind of delete any data that you get back, because even those campaigns that fail give you so much data. And even if you want to go to the point of creating your own course, you can use all that when you create your own case studies. So all I've done on my page here is I've gone and I've set up and I've done an image, and I've basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get as many likes and shares to this post as I possibly can. Now, I don't have that many likes on this fan page. I only have 424. I'm not currently bothered about that, because what I want to do is just get people interested within this post who haven't been interested in my fan page before. So that's all set up. I'm just going to run a contest, and the way that I'm going to run that contest is that I'm going to say anybody who likes and shares my post will have a chance of winning a lifetime membership of the software, which will allow me to create interactive images. Am I going too fast so far? Just let me have a look. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. I do get a bit excited about this sometimes. So, right. So I've set this up. Now what I want to do is I want to go back over and I want to set an ad up. Let me just go back over to there. Okay. And I'm going to set an ad up. So I'm going to go to Ads Manager, and we're going to talk about two things within this account. I'm going to talk about the Ads Manager first, but then I'm going to switch over to the Power Editor, which I do want you to get to be using by, let's say, in a few weeks if you've never used ads before. So I'm going to go to Ads Manager. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to create ad. Okay, and I'm just going to go to boost your post. And there's loads of different things. If you've never seen any of these before, and I'm sure you all have, I mean, the ones which are probably the biggest money earners, obviously send people to your website and get video views at the moment. Any video views, they're getting so low cost per click because Facebook are trying to nudge their way into the YouTube market, and they are succeeding. They are, I think it's more videos uploaded or something stupid like that with regards them taking on YouTube. So they are trying to push people into actually creating video ads. But for this, we're just going to go boost your posts. Now, what I've done here is basically it's got that post there, and simply like and share this post. Okay, so it's the top one. I'm going to do that. I'm going to continue. Okay, now I'm in an enviable position where for the last year I've been collecting groups. Okay, and I'll be totally transparent with this. We can target people, and I'm going to go through all the different ways that we can target people. One of the best ways to target people is through retargeting and creating a custom audience, but we will talk about that probably in the next webinar, because I don't want to kind of basically put too much information overload. So for this, I'm just going to choose which is relevant to you. I put a tracking pixel on the Easy Sketch Pro actual website. So let me just choose that there. And all I'm going to do in this page is just show you the way that I would set this up. I'm not going to use this pixel to begin with, because I'm going to go back into the Power Editor. Now, with regards to location, I need to delete this because at the moment I'm only targeting people from Easy Sketch Pro main retargeting who are from the United Kingdom. So I need to delete that. Now, if you were doing any form of local marketing, and let's say you haven't got a custom audience, because you won't do to begin, but we will show you how to target locals. You can simply put in, I'm going to put in my local postcode. Okay. Now this is I live in Chorley, and a small place in Chorley called Buckshaw Village. So obviously I would delete that and I would change all the audiences as we go down, but I can now target everybody within my little village. Okay. Now, why would that be beneficial? Well, like with regards to Google, if I can use any form of local keywords, number one, will anybody else be targeting people in Buckshaw Village? Potentially not. In fact, probably not. So the cost will be lower. The other thing as well is if I'm targeting people local to me, I can use the local language. Now, we all have local language, don't we? Obviously, you can tell with my accent, but I can really home in on the people of Chorley, of Buckshaw Village. I can talk to them with things that they would know, with places that they would know, with even potentially people that they would know within the area. But local marketing through Facebook is very, very good. All you need to think about in Facebook is it's kind of your business is a shop. Okay. Now, Facebook is basically if you have a shop on a high street, you have foot traffic going past your shop. Now, all those people going past those shop, that window, probably if you had a sports shop, 2 out of 10 people may be interested and would look in the shop window. With Facebook, what they are telling you is that you can get more like 7 or 8 people who are interested in sport walking past your window who would be interested in what you have to offer. It's not a guarantee. There's loads of kind of things that come into play with regards to the offer, the copy, but if you can target people who already have an interest or have shown an interest in what you have to offer, that is going to help you with your conversions, and that is what's going to help you make those sales. So I could target locally. I'm just going to delete that though. As we go down, we have the age, obviously, we have the gender. As we go into the ad insights and look a little bit more and start to bring that target audience down, we can look at the people who are engaging the most with our ad, and then we can create new ads with the demographics that we are getting from our first ad. So at the moment, I'll leave that as a broad kind of age group from 18 to 65. We can obviously do the languages. We have more demographics. What I should also say as well is that Facebook is ever changing. So you may log into Facebook and something is different. Also, the US Facebook does tend to be slightly different. The guys in the US, rightly so, because it's a US company, get all the new features first. Mainly the people who use the platform the most, but they will primarily roll everything out to America, and then the rest of the world will play catch up. So if there's something that you have that I don't have, that's probably the reason, or vice versa. It may be that I'm using ads and I've got it. But with regards to the more demographics, we can virtually target anybody. I mean, even in work, I can go through the job title. So say you were going to do an Easy Sketch Pro video and you wanted to target plumbers. Okay, so I can just target plumbers. Now, the beauty about that is I could create a video around plumbers. So I could target local businesses within my area, plumbers. I could target them locally. I could target them through their job title, and I could also target them through the sketch video that I created and make it so it is relevant to them. The more relevant you can get, the more clicks you're going to get, the more people are going to be engaged with it. Oh, look, someone's advertising about plumbers, about creating me a free video, let's say, for instance, for all plumbers in the Buckshaw Village area. Wow, how is that happening? Can you see where we're going with this? Can you see how it works so well? Some of the other kind of things that we can do with regards to more demographics, we can look at financial with regards to income, the home, ethnic affinity, generation, parents, do they have the parents, politics, I'm not a big politics fan, life events. Again, when you go into these, they all kind of open up and give you new things. Newly engaged, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Am I a wedding planner? Could I create a sketch video advertising that I'm a wedding planner and I know that these people have just been engaged? How does Facebook gather this data? Facebook is gathering data on you all the time. It uses its own platform. It uses third parties. But don't be naive in thinking that whatever you put on Facebook, even in chats, even in messages, that Facebook isn't kind of scanning that and getting all that and gathering that data. It isn't spot on every single time, but it is better than taking a shot in the dark. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all the demographics. Even with interests, as you go down, there's loads and loads of things, and this is where you can target people through having interest in internet marketing, affiliate marketing, SEO. The list goes on. I can even do it, which is one of my favorites. Let's say, for instance, GoPro. I do a lot of kind of case studies with regards to that. Now, I can target people who are interested in GoPro as one. General rule of thumb, if you see a capital letter at the beginning, that means that it is the actual website. It's attached to the actual GoPro website. So obviously the GoPro website, we're getting people to like its fan page. They are brilliant at marketing, the way that they get the customers to do all the marketing for them, create videos. But I am going to show you in the next one a really nice technique of being able to target GoPro users, but will bring your cost per click down. Okay, behaviors. I've played around with this a little bit, mainly with the digital activities, because what it allows you to do, and if you hover over each one, it will give you information on all these. But like it's saying there, people who have used Facebook payments platform in the past 90 days. So people who have actually took their credit card out of their pocket and made a payment through Facebook. Did I get the results back that I was expecting? No. Did I spend as much money on testing as I could have done? Again, no. So I'm still open to this. Obviously, Facebook has put this out there, but at the moment, it isn't something that I have had much success with. Facebook page admins. I can even target people who are an admin of at least one page in certain areas. How could I use that to my advantage? Do you want to get better engagement on your Facebook pages? Do you want to get more people liking and sharing your Facebook pages? The list goes on. It's endless and endless. Connections. So Facebook pages. I've used this in the past to target people on my own Facebook page. I've done Teespring. I set up a dog a dog Teespring campaign and targeted everybody on my fan page without them kind of knowing. Worked extremely well, and we made quite a lot of money through that. But we can get people, exclude them. So you may want more people to like your fan page, so exclude people who like your fan page. Apps, events. I'm not going to say I know everything within the platform, but I do study it quite a lot and always going in and looking at ways that I can connect with people. Now, one thing I would say is that if you didn't want to set, and well, in fact, we'll finish this first of all before I go on to the next thing. So the daily budget, like I say, $5. You know, if you're not willing to spend $5 on testing, there are ways of generating traffic organically. There are, and we've done a lot of that. What investing money does, it gets you there quicker. So you can set a blog up. It takes time to get authority types. You can do organic traffic on Facebook, and you can get pages that are posts that go viral. But what that involvement with money does, it just speeds up the process. And this is something that we would recommend. So optimize for page post engagement. Again, different things there, but for this, we'll go for post engagement and ad scheduling. If you go into your page insights, in fact, I need to go back over to Facebook actually, just to show you two things on Facebook. And I'm not teaching you to suck eggs with regards to this, but once you have so many fans on your fan pages, it's going to give you the insights tool. Now, a beautiful thing about the insights tool, you can see, let's have a look at people very quickly. So you can see, you know, your target audience. Are they mostly women? Should I change my ad copy? And when I mean ad copy, I'm talking about the text that you use. Looking at the countries, can I use, let's say, posts that are controversial? Can I set up the US against the UK? You know, simple things like that. But let's look at, is it posts or visits? Oh, yeah, is this the best? Yeah. So this is giving me the optimum time that the most people are online who like my fan page. So the ideal time for my ads to be run, the optimum time, is when I start to have that peak. Okay, not an exact science by any means, but I would want to stay away from this trough at the bottom with a load of people on and start to try to target people. So it's telling me that from noon all the way up to 9 p.m, that is the time when most people will be online who like my fan page. So this is the better time, the optimum time to target. Could I turn ads off at different times? Well, if the vast majority of my audience are from the US, do I really want to be targeting them at 2-3 o'clock in the morning? You know, not really. And that would be different to me being in the UK, obviously. So what I would say before I go back over a few things is, let me just go to Ads Manager. Like I said, I had all this set up, so I do apologise, it just crashed on me. Okay, and before in fact, I'll just go back and finish this off so I don't confuse you too much. So yeah, post engagement, and you can run the ads at different times and the delivery type. Now, when we get down to with regards the actual ad itself, now I try to keep everything separate with regards desktop, mobile newsfeed, and right top column. If I'm just going to run one ad, I do like to test it on the right column. Now, people will say, well, why do you do that? Because it's the cheapest option at this present time. So if I can get people to actually click on my ad at the right column, then I'm going to spend more money on the newsfeed ads. But, you know, this again is up to targeting. Now, tracking conversions from custom audience pixel and choosing conversion tracking pixel. One thing I would say, again, a recommendation. We've got quite a few recommendations today, haven't we? You need to know what your end goal is. I'm just going to have a quick drink, guys. Sorry. You need to know what your end goal is. Is it post engagement, like I've done here? Is it conversions? If it's conversions, you need to track all the way to the sale. I see so many people get hung up on data that's saying they're getting amazing clicks for such a cheap cost, yet they're not making any sales. They're not willing to kill the ad because they think the tide's going to turn and they're going to get that money back. And people, because they're clicking on the ad and liking it and sharing it and commenting it, will actually buy that product. It's simply not true. So we always need to track all the way to our end goal. Is it that you want opt-ins? Is it that you want leads? Is it that you want those conversions, you want those sales? You need to know the end goal, because if you don't know the end goal and what you're expecting to achieve and what you want to achieve, how do you know if you're succeeding in what you are doing? So that's very, very important. So this is how it would currently look. And I can look on kind of different, so I could remove that. I don't think it'll give me a preview on mobile. Yeah, mobile, it'll give me a preview there, and it'll give me one on right column. So they all look quite nice with regard to the way that they are. And like I say, I do generally start with the right column just to do testing. And predominantly, I would start with, if I was doing an ad, cost per click. If that was converting, I would move over to basically impressions. But I will speak about that in more detail. And because this is to get more kind of clicks onto my ad. Right, and then I would simply place the order. So how can I target people? I can target people through my custom audiences, which I'm collecting all the time. The other thing as well is that when you create an audience, okay, and you've created that audience, you can save the audience and you can target them again. If it's an audience that worked well for you with internet marketers, with business and finance, with affiliate marketers, with SEO, the people that you have targeted, you save that audience and you can target through them again, so there's no need to set it up. And then I would simply place the order. Now, the beauty about this as well, and we'll talk about custom audience pixels and tracking pixels, is that because I'm keeping it within Facebook, because I'm using that, I am going to get cheaper clicks. I'm going to get more people liking my fan page who I can basically target to later. But this isn't the end goal, and we'll go about the end goal after we've done this last little bit. So if we go, so everything I did then about targeting, let me just recap, everything I did about retargeting, you may think to yourself, well, I don't want to go into the ads and keep doing that and looking at all these plumbers and looking how I can target. Is there an easier way? And Audience Insights is a fantastic tool. And it's something that people kind of forget about and don't use. But if you go to tools in your ads account, and if you haven't got an ads account, you just simply go to ads and manage your account and go to tools here. You go to Audience Insights here. Okay, so click on Audience Insights. Okay, everyone on Facebook will start with. I'm not going to go about this, but what this can do, people connected to your page and a custom audience, it can actually give you the data on the people on your page. So it can tell you the gender, it can tell you the ages, it can gather everything together, and you can create a lookalike audience or similar. And same with a custom audience. If you upload your emails, or if you use the tracking pixel on sales page and it generates that custom audience for you, it gives you all the data on all the people, and you will find a lot of similarities. But like I said, the more advanced stuff we will cover on the next call. I don't want to bombard people down with that. So everyone on Facebook, and what I can do through here, without going over to the ads, I can set and look at all the different interests. So I can see what happens. And let's say, and I use Go. If you've seen any of my case studies, I do use GoPro quite a lot. So I'm just going to go to GoPro. Okay. I'm going to choose that page. Now, as you can see, what it's telling me is that if I target people who like the GoPro camera or the GoPro page, it's telling me that I'm going to be targeting 76% men and 24% women, which you would expect. I would expect that kind of split, so I do know. I can also look at the page likes. Okay, so they're interested in sports, the Dollar Shave Club, different things with regards here. But again, is there something in here that with the data I can look at and think, okay, well, I can target them through this and it's not going to be as expensive as GoPro, and all different ways. You won't know unless you kind of start to run your ads to the audiences which are responding the best to your ads. It may be that all the audiences do, but what we don't want to do, well, I definitely don't want to do, it's entirely up to you, we don't want to bulk together all the interests. So I wouldn't want to bulk together GoPro and then Dollar Shave Club, because I wouldn't know where we're getting those conversions from with regards to that interest. So I target one interest, and then when I've ran the ad, and I generally run ads for 24 hours, then I would look at the data and see what was working. And you can sometimes spend as little as $2 by getting page posts. And I know I'm going backwards and forwards, but I just want to show you that you can actually come in Audience Insights and spend some time in doing research on the audiences that you can actually target. Rather than going in and creating an ad, this is a lot more user-friendly, and it gives you the demographics of the people that you are targeting and also what they are interested in, rather than just saying on the ads manager, where are we here, on the ads manager, that you are targeting people who like GoPro. So it gives you a better understanding of that. Does that make sense so far? I'll come back into chat now, guys. Okay. Yeah, Doc, I can't manage the chat as well. I do apologise. So that is what I do apologise. But what I'm going to do is at the end is that I'll go through all the questions that you have. Mike, GoPro is a camera. You'll see it on Facebook now. Everyone has a GoPro camera on their helmet. That's why I like the extreme type of sports. So that's GoPro. But I will answer all these questions, guys, as we come. Right. So where is that leading me to? Well, I'm going to cover the business manager, the power editor. If you don't have the power editor, I think it's still the same, but you need to have Google Chrome. You need to have Google Chrome because it doesn't work with Firefox, or you can't download it with Firefox, I think. I'm going to set one up now. I'm just going to show you why we are doing what we are doing with regards to getting those page likes, comments, and shares, first of all. So I'm going to create a campaign. Okay, I'll just call this Easy Sketch Test, and I'll do clicks to website. Okay, and I'm just going to choose an ad set. Okay, and I'll do that as easy. Let's just put sketch audience and create new ad. Okay, and we'll just put that as easy. Again, this is just for demo. I'm just going to go to create. Okay, so that's just working now. So I'm going to create that ad set. Now, like I said, this has changed slightly, but everything here now, in fact, if I just go to the click up there, okay, let's go back to that. I just want it so it's up to there. Okay. There we are. Right, so we have the campaign set up. So this can be the Easy Sketch campaign. With under that, we can have different ad sets. So how can I explain this the best way? Say, for instance, the campaign was your sports shop. Now, within your sports shop, not only did you do football boots or soccer boots, but you also did dartboards. I don't know why I said that, I'm just off the top of my head, but you also did dartboards. So the people interested in your sports shop could either be interested in dartboards or within football boots, soccer boots. So you would have different ad sets under your sports shop, and then you would create different ads to target the different ad sets. I've probably explained that really bad. Does that make sense? Because I know the Power Editor does sometimes confuse people, but if you look at the top one, your campaign, as your overall campaign, within your campaign, you may have different areas that you want to target, one being the people who are interested in dartboards, one being the people who are interested in soccer boots. So you have the two ad sets. Then you would create your different ads for those ad sets. Does that make sense? Okay, brilliant. Yeah, I'm just double checking I've pressed the record button. Yeah, we pressed record. Fantastic. So that's cool. Thanks, Pete. I'm sure I'm losing a lot of people, but I will go over everything in a minute. Okay, so let's create an ad. Okay, so let's edit that. Now, what I want to do here is, if you think about the way that we set this up, we've initially set up a Facebook ad for page posts. So again, we're keeping the cost low, we're targeting people, we're realizing what's working, what's not working, what images are working for as cheap as possible, with the overall aim of getting social proof. That's what it's all about. So for instance, now I choose the page within my ad, and I'll choose the one that I've just done, Easy Expert Marketer Pro. Now what I can do when I get to this point, I can actually within the Power Editor use an existing post. In fact, a better example of this, I'll use an Easy Sketch Pro. Easy Sketch Pro is the page. I'll use an existing post as we go down. So I'm just here on the left-hand side. I'm going to select a post. Now, let me just choose one of these. Okay, let's just choose one of the posts that Paul set up within the Easy Sketch Pro group. And he didn't run any ads to this. You know, the only reason that I'm saying set up ads is because you may have no likes on your fan page. But Paul didn't set any other ads up for this. It's just they had a lot of people interested in Easy Sketch Pro. So as we click on that, that's going to load this, that I can now do this as an ad. As you can see on your right-hand side. Now, as you go down, what you see is what you want to see. And this is what we're trying to get at. Can you see here? So all the likes, all the comments that were attached to that post are attached to your ad. Now, what does that give me? I'll ask the question. I've spoke a long time. What does that give me? Put it in chat. Okay. Anyone think what? Yes. Bang on. Bang on the money. Paul, Rick, Debbie, William, Mike, James. Bang on. Okay. Eddie, spot on, my friend. So you do get it. You understand it perfectly, which is great to see. It gives you social proof. It gives you, as Debbie said, authority. We are very much sheep. Okay, we follow one another around. If we have two ads and one of them has masses of social proof like Paul's has there with 79 comments, with 19 likes, whatever, we are interested. So as sheep, we follow the other sheep. And we're going to get more clicks, we're going to get more engagement, we're going to get more people liking and sharing, getting more organic traffic. What will happen then is my ad cost will come down. My ad cost will come down, keep it cheaper, and that will help me with my return on investment, my ROI. Now, this is on the understanding, okay, that I have a good offer. You can drive as much traffic as you want to an offer, but if there's any ladies on the call, pardon my French, if it's crap, it ain't going to convert. It's happened to me, okay? And I'll give you a good example of this because on the next one, the next webinar, I'm going to cover retargeting. I'm going to cover the Power Editor a little bit more, strategies, and we'll cover the case study as well of what we've managed to achieve, custom audiences, audience insights, loads of things that I don't want to bombard with you now, but I have done insanely well with retargeting. In fact, it is by far the best tool, it's not really a tool, strategy online at this present time. It works amazingly well. Apart from my last launch, my last attempt at it, should I say. I set up my tracking pixel on the Easy Sketch Pro, and I retargeted people through Facebook, and it completely bombed. Why did it bomb? It bombed because I weren't sending people to the actual sales page, which everyone was familiar with. I was putting another step in place and sending people directly to my bonus page. People didn't know who I were. People weren't interested in me. People weren't interested in my bonus. It sucked. It's the only retargeting one that I've ever done with such a great audience that completely bombed. Looking at it, I have to realize that I had the traffic, I had the retargeting pixel. It was the offer and nothing but the offer. So that's again why I always recommend anyone to promote a product when you first begin in this market space that is proven. Why spend your dollars on testing somebody else's product to see what the conversion rate is, to see what the EPCs are, so earning per click? Use one that is proven, like Easy Sketch Pro. Use one that you know if people go to the sales page, then they will actually have a better chance of buying. Another issue that I would have said is that at the moment, Facebook don't like JVZoo links. Okay, that's why I had to send to a bonus page. They have a love-hate relationship with affiliates. They like some things, they don't like others. It's the people giving us a bad name. It's the people who aren't ethical in what they do. It's the people who suck. They've given us a bad name, and what Facebook doesn't like, while I'm on the subject, they don't like exit pop-ups. They don't like videos that auto start. They don't like BS copy. So earn $1 million in 3 hours by watching what my granddad did yesterday. They ain't having any of that. So be careful. The last thing that I'll finish on, because I do want to keep this to an hour and then go and answer the questions, is if Facebook tell you that they don't like it, if Facebook disapprove your ad, don't try to bypass the system. If you think there's a case to be answered to and you think they've disapproved for reason, yeah, contact support, hit them up, ask them the reason, and they are getting better. You know, it used to be that it went on deaf ears and no one ever responded to you, but Facebook are upping the game with sport. It's not perfect by any means. It's a long way off, but they will generally give you a reason why they disapproved it. Was it the image was a bit racy that you were using? And don't try to bypass the system. Don't try to use different links that they don't like, you know, change it. You can use short links, but don't change the link that you're actually promoting. The thing with images as well, and I'll finish on this. Yeah, you're right, Paul. It is extremely hard to actually get. It was, but they are getting a little bit better with regard to support. Paul said Facebook support is, especially when they remove your ad account. I do appreciate that without a shadow of a doubt. And there's some genuine marketers who spent hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s on the platform and had their account shut. That's the other thing. We don't put all our eggs in one basket, but it is a fantastic tool to use if used right. And obviously, if Facebook doesn't suddenly turn around and say they don't like you. Images. Yeah, make sure, and I'll finish on this. I didn't touch on images while we were going through the ads. Make sure your images are relevant to the offer that you want to promote. Don't have some half-naked woman on there just to get clicks, and you're going to, I don't know, a product selling keyboards or something stupid like that. Make it be relevant. There's a few reasons for that. Number one, you will get clicks with half-naked women on that, but for all the wrong reasons. So your cost will be low, but people ain't going to buy. They're just interested in this naked lady. Facebook probably don't like that either. And also, what works well is faces. We do a lot of this with regards to marketing. So actually, people looking out, images looking out directly at you. We are, from an early age, we are programmed to look at faces. So mouth, nose, eyes, even from a baby. You think of a person over the cot, they were goo goo gaga. You look at them. When you see an image on Facebook, you are drawn to the face. But make it relevant to what you are actually wanting to promote, or make it so the image is familiar to the audience that you are targeting. If it's GoPro, or we're using a GoPro camera, perfect. If it was soccer, using a soccer image in some way. And they're the things that we should be doing. With regards to the ad copy, you want to be asking a question. I found works the best within the title, or you want to be making a point about the software, about the product that is relevant. Does it solve a problem? If it solves a problem, tell them the problem it solves. A clear, defined call to action. What do they need to do next? But like everything, we may think we have it bang on the money, but unless we test it, test different images, test different ad copy, we won't know. It may be working extremely well for you, but who knows, it could be working amazingly well for you if you just simply change the image or change that ad copy by a few words. And that really is the basics of setting up Facebook ads, a Facebook ad campaign. Now you may think to yourself, well, I just want to go and dive straight into ads. I don't want to do the page post. Then, like I said to you, the early stages, you are your best teacher. You will know what works for you. And yeah, we can point you in the right direction. I can tell you what's working for me, and you can copy that. And I would happily want you to copy that. But there may be something that is perfect for your niche and works well for you. You don't have to follow the trend. You don't have to follow the crowd. In fact, it's better if you don't. If you can look at a way with your ad copy to touch on a point that nobody else has touched on. And again, I'll talk about that in the next webinar because it is bang on 6 o'clock. Sorry, it's bang on 3 o'clock here. Right, so let's have a look at some of these. I'll start up and I'll try and answer as many as I want. Like I said, I do want to keep it to an hour. Mike, yes, the 20% text rule does still apply. You can sometimes get away with it in page posts, I would say. But to be on the safe side, just try to stick to that 20% text rule. And Facebook do a fantastic grid tool to show you whether it's at 20% text. So yeah, you are correct. And what Mike's saying there is that on your image, you can only actually have 20% text. Anything more than that, and Facebook will flag it up and possibly disapprove the ad. Some things get through, but it does take a little bit of time. So, okay. Yep, Doc, you're bang on. Too much get rich quick and not enough genuine content. I believe you totally. If you use genuine content on your Facebook pages as well, you know, value content, people will like and share it. People want value. If everything's promotion, you know, and that's what we are. We're internet marketers. We do need to promote him because that's what brings in the bread and butter, but we still do need to add value as well. Otherwise, you know, we won't be around for long. But again, you might just have your Facebook page predominantly for doing Facebook ads. And I have Facebook pages like that where you would go to them and there is no content whatsoever. But I'm just using that Facebook page. Like one of my case studies, I did a ClickBank product. I set up a ClickBank page and I used that, and the ClickBank images that I used, the images that I used were relevant to the product that I was promoting. So yeah, you don't have to always add loads of content to your page. In fact, sometimes none. Okay, yeah, I agree with you, Doc. It has got a huge growing problem, but sometimes that isn't JVZoo, Doc. It is actually the product creators or the affiliates on the JVZoo do everything ethically. You know, I've spoke to the guys, support guys, the actual owners through chat, and you know, hats off to them because they will go out of their way to help you. And it's unfortunate when some people, the minority, try to spoil it for the majority, but that's just everyday life as well. So Janet, yeah, I'm not going to say your second name, Janet. How do I get my FB ads account back? Sometimes you can't, Janet. Sometimes you can't, and that is the hard honest truth. I'm not going to tell you of ways of actually bypassing that, but contact their support. Maybe set up a business account if you haven't already. See what they say with a business account. But unfortunately, Facebook sometimes don't have any grey areas. It's very black and white. You either have an account or you don't, and it's not. And I know a lot of people have lost a lot of money. Maybe get a partner who you could teach this stuff to, who could set up the account in their name. But yeah, I don't have any hard and fast rules to get Facebook ad accounts back. I don't know that either, Janet. I don't know why you're getting weekly reports on your fan page. Again, it may be, you know, we all think of Facebook as this, unbelievable platform that doesn't have any bugs and billions of dollars spent on it. It's just like any other businesses, and mistakes are made. You know, a lot of the times the platform can be buggy. You'll go there and something won't be working. It may be that your page, there's something gone wrong with it. So hit support up. They do respond, okay, or they have been doing. Okay, Cliff, what exactly do you mean by changing to a Facebook business account? Okay, I'll nipply go over to Facebook ads. I'll say this with my Facebook page. I apologize if something crops up that shouldn't do. On the right-hand side here, just wait for it to load. Okay, so you can see this drop-down menu here. Okay, I want to press that. I have Business Manager, and I have my 2 business accounts within there. I think, if I remember rightly, there should be a tab for you that says set up business account or set up business manager or something along those lines. Now that's where you set up your business account. That is where then you would run your Facebook ads through. That is then where you could give VAs the opportunity to go in and run the ads for you and manage your fan pages. And that's what I mean by actually keeping them separate. So I have my social Facebook page and I have my ads. If my ad account gets banned, blocked, whatever it may be, I can go through the business manager support desk, and it shouldn't, I'm saying it shouldn't, touch wood, it shouldn't affect my social Facebook account, and that is why you should try and keep it separate. Okay, so Cliff, what do you spend annually on Facebook ads? Not as much as I want, Doc, and not as much as I want, and I'll be totally honest with you. Because I do so much with regards to launching and affiliate promotions, it really is difficult because I kind of treat my Facebook ads as like babies. I watch them, I see if they convert, and I change them. I'll generally do about $100 a week. That isn't a lot, you know. In fact, people as marketers would laugh at that. But what I do is that when I'm running an affiliate campaign, I'll run Facebook ads alongside it. It's been quite a long time since I've actually just focused on my Facebook ads account and just tried to make money through that because of the time restraints. But you know, there's people spending thousands of dollars, probably at the peak, probably $500 a week. And again, there'll be people on the call, possibly on here, who are professional and will be laughing at that. But I don't keep everything in one basket. I don't have my main income coming through Facebook. No, Cliff, I don't mean converting your personal Facebook account to a page. No, definitely not. What would happen then if you were to do that, all your friends would become your likes, but don't do that. I just mean simply creating a business account. And again, like I said, if you look at here, let me just move that out of the way, use Facebook. So this drop-down menu at the top here on the bar, if you use this drop-down menu, you should see under Business Manager the ability to be able to set up one of these accounts. I can't do it now because I've already set one up. Let me check if there's anyone else. No. I'll try and get you the link, direct link to set it up. Or even if you put in Facebook, you know, like, what did I say right at the beginning? Google is your friend. So let's put in Facebook business account. Okay. And this will probably link to my actual Facebook business account. Leave this page. So there you are, how to set up a Facebook page, Facebook for Business. So straight away, there's a link by simply putting in Facebook business account, and they'll tell you exactly how to do it. It literally takes 5 minutes, and you have it set up. Okay. Brilliant time for my chat to actually minimize there. Just try and get that back over. Okay, right. I'm having to minimize this, so let's have a look. Right, I've managed to get that there. Let's look at the bottom. Okay. No problem, Janet. Can you explain how the cost per ad costs? It all depends on, there's a few things with regards the ad. At the beginning, when you set up a Facebook ad, they will kind of tell you what it's going to cost, or a relevant budget of what it should cost to, number one, cost per click, or impressions per 1,000. If you start to get a good relevancy, if you people are clicking on it, that cost will come down. If there is a lot of people going after the same keywords, going after the same websites, then the cost per click will be more expensive. Like if I were to target, let's say, solicitors, where everyone's doing it because they know the return that you can get for, it will be an expensive kind of cost per click. But with that relevancy score, your ad price will come down. Okay, let's have a look. £5 a day, Doc. And Doc's asked £5 a day. How many clicks is that? It's totally different with regards to the niche. Are the people passionate that you are targeting? Have you got your target spot on? Have you got your images right, your text right? Because you can still get clicks for lower than a cent, lower than 1 cent, if all that is correct, especially with video views. So you could literally get for $5, how many is it? So 500. So easy with $5, even cheaper than that. So it all depends on what you can actually target and the cost, whether you can get that down or not. Okay, so Mike says, when you start an ad, do you do CPC or CPM? Again, Mike, this is when I use basically my custom audience. If I have an audience, a very small audience, I use CPM. Now, the reason for that is because what CPM is basically means that it will deliver that ad and it will charge you for every 1,000 people that it is delivered that ad to. Now, that doesn't mean 1,000 people will view that ad. That's not going to happen. It's just going to say Facebook telling you that it's put the ad out to potentially 1,000 people. Now, if they're charging you something like, let's say, for instance, $1.80 to show your ad to 1,000 people, just off the top of my head, you're going to do CPM. If I'm doing bigger audiences, let's say 10,000 upwards, 30,000 upwards, I'd start with cost per click. Then when I knew that people were clicking on my ad, I would then potentially switch it over to CPM. Again, it isn't set in stone, but that's what I like to do. I like to work with smaller audiences. Some people like to work with massive audiences. I don't have the budget to do that because I don't do it all the time. I want to kind of drive that audience down as much as I possibly can. So that's the way that I like to do it. I love between 10 and 20,000. That's my optimum audience. Okay, so let's have a look. 2 more questions. Are you able to find out click-through rates? Yeah, you can find out click-through rates. Yeah, what Facebook does, and this is a brilliant part of the software or the platform, I should say, that when you set up your Facebook ads, all the time Facebook is gathering data on everything with regards relevancy, cost per click, frequency, the likes, comments, shares, and you can actually look at that data and break that data down. So you can look at whether it's working, and it's very easy to do. You just simply go into ads and it'll show you. And I'll do that on the next call. I'll show you some of my results from those, and even those retargeting, and you will be amazed with what you can get back through retargeting. Okay. Right. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do is I did want to keep this to an hour, like I said, because I do appreciate that people do stay on. So that is what I'm going to do now. I will run a second one. The last one was a little bit too long. It was 2 hours and people, I think they may have been falling asleep. So like I said, I tried to keep it an hour. We've done over an hour now. It's an hour and 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut the shop on this. I'm going to basically, I've got the recording. I will render this and I will get it sent out because I know I've gone a bit fast, so you can go back over it and use it as reference. My chat is currently frozen, guys, so if you are putting in something like I can't move it at the moment. Oh, got it, brilliant, done. So what I'm going to do is, I've not scheduled the webinar time yet, Doc. I haven't got the time in the day. I'll try and do it the best I can to fit in with everything else, but don't worry if you can't attend, because I will send the replay out. I'll record it and just hopefully that GoToWebinar doesn't mess up. Like this webinar, I'm going to send out to you that you can use for your reference and go backwards and forwards. If you have any questions, hit me up, reply to the email that I send out on, and I'll happily answer that if I can. But anything that you want me to cover in the next one, I will. I already have a structure in my own mind of what we're going to do, a little bit more in depth. but we will try to keep that to an hour. No problem, Deborah. So, Janet, thank you all. What I would say is enjoy the rest of your day. Really do appreciate you coming on the call. And if you go away with anything from this, just remember that you are your best teacher and there is no substitute for experience. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, and speak to you all very, very soon.